Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Piotr. I'm the marketing manager at Correct Travel, and I'm thrilled to be taking you on a virtual journey through three of the most extraordinary destinations in the world. Today, we're covering Indochina, China, and Morocco. Each of these regions has a completely different character, a completely different feel, and each one has the power to absolutely change how you see the world. We have about 50 minutes together, so let's make the most of it. We'll walk you through the highlights of each journey, give you a real sense of what it feels like to be there, and at the end we'll cover how to book, how to take advantage of some of the limited savings that we have. So let's go. Here's what we'll be covering today. We have three country sections, China, Morocco, and Indochina. For each country, we'll walk you through the highlights region by region, and we'll also share what each destination feels like through the senses, like the food, the culture, the moments you'll remember for the rest of your life. We'll wrap up with the practical side of what's included, how to book, and how to save $200 per person right now. If you have questions at any point, please hold them until the end. You can submit them by the Q&A or chat option that you should see on the top of the screen. If you're watching this as a recording, our contact details are on the footer. Please note that for this webinar, cameras and microphones are disabled for all attendees. You are welcome to submit any tour-related questions using the QA feature, as I mentioned just on the previous slide. A recording of the webinar will be also sent to all the registrants. So let me introduce the panel for today's webinar. My name is Piotr Liskevich, and I'm the marketing manager for Correct Travel. I'm an avid traveler who was lucky to explore 70 countries on 6 continents. And I actually visited my 70th country just over a month ago, and I went to Iceland. I live in 3 different countries. I grew up in Poland, and I lived the 11 years of my youth in the UK, where I graduated from Stirling University, and I've been in Canada for the last 9 years. I am also a volleyball enthusiast, and I actually play it 3 to 4 times a week. And today with me, I have Lisa, who is our sales manager, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Yes, hi. My name is Lisa Guiotto. I'm the sales manager at Craig Travel. I was born and raised in Italy, and you can hear my accent. And I'm now a proud Canadian citizen. I have worked in the travel industry for over 20 years now. So travel, culture, and connection have always been close to my heart. And outside of my work, as you can see, I'm a proud cat mom to Fonzie. Not very exciting as Piotr bio, but yeah, I'm really happy to be here with you today. So thank you so much for having me, Piotr. Um, Piotr, before we begin exploring the destination, I wanted to take a moment to introduce Craig Travel for anyone joining us for the first time. Craig Travel is a family-owned Canadian travel company with over 55 years of experience. We focus on small group journeys that are carefully planned and designed to help travelers like you experience a destination with more comfort and confidence. These journeys are personally researched and crafted, and we work really closely with our trusted local partner, hotels, ships, and guides around the world. And that really matters to us, especially when we're talking about destinations like today, China, Morocco, and Indochina, where logistic pacing and cultural understanding and local support really shape the overall experience. So our goal is simple. We want you to enjoy the magic of the destination while we take care of the planning, the details, and the support behind the scenes. Now, what you can see from this next slide is really the heart of traveling with Craig Travel. As I mentioned, our group are usually around 20 to 25 travelers, which keeps the experience personal and comfortable. You're not lost in a crowd, and you have the chance to get to know your fellow travelers. You also travel with Craig Travel journey leaders. This is such an important part of the experience. Your journey leader is there with you throughout the journey, helping you with the flow of the trip, supporting the group, and adding the extra level of comfort. And we also include carefully selected hotel, most meal, transfer excursion, local guides, and destination support. So instead of you trying to figure out everything of you about your alone yourself, you can relax and enjoy the journey with us. And because our program are designed with mature Canadian travelers in mind, we think about the pace, the comfort level, and the support and the overall travel style. Now, on the next slide, we also have a few programs that many of our travelers really, really appreciate. Our Refer a Friend program is a lovely way to introduce friends or family to Craig Travel and receive savings towards a future journey. Then we have our famous CT match. It's really, really helpful for solo travelers. So if you're open for sharing, we can try to match you with another traveler so we can help you reduce the cost of your package. Then our loyalty club rewards returning travelers with points and savings because we truly value the people who continue to choose Craig Travel over and over again. And we also offer our pay by check discount, another great perk, which is another way where you can save on your journey when you have to make the final payment with us. Now, with that, I'm going to pass it over to Piotr, who will take us into our first feature journey, China. Piotr will walk us through the highlights of this incredible journey. Over to you.
Thank you, Lisa. So now let's begin our journey through China. This is a 17-day journey departing September 13th, led by Deb and Brian Tilson. China is a country of staggering contrast, ancient wonders alongside modern megacities, imperial grandeur alongside extraordinary natural beauty. We visit 5 distinct regions, each with its own completely different character. If you've ever been curious about China but found it overwhelming to navigate independently, this journey is designed exactly for you. We'll have 6 stops in 17 days, and here's the sweep of it. We begin in Beijing, China's imperial capital, and make a day trip to the Great Wall. We fly to Xi'an to see the legendary terracotta warriors and explore the ancient walled city. On to Guilin for the iconic karst landscape and the cruise along the Li River. And then we board the Century Victory for 3-night Yangtze River cruise through the Three Gorges, which is one of the biggest highlights of this trip. We finish in Shanghai, China's most cosmopolitan city, with a day trip to the garden city of Suzhou. It is a remarkable journey through 5,000 years of history in just 17 days. Let's have a look at these regions a little bit closer and discuss some of the places that you will visit. Beijing itself will overwhelm you with history from the moment you arrive. The Forbidden City is the largest ancient palace complex in the world with 9,000 rooms and 600 years of Ming and Qing dynasty history. Walking through, it is extraordinary. Tiananmen Square is the symbolic heart of China. Standing there in person is very different experience from seeing it on the screen. The Temple of Heaven is one of the Beijing's most serene monuments. The emperors prayed here each year for good harvest. The Hatong tour by rickshaw gives you a glimpse of old Beijing that most tourists miss. Narrow courtyard lanes, local life, quiet corner of a city that is 800 years old. Then the Great Wall. At Mutanyu, the section that we visit, it's been beautifully restored and is dramatically sighted, with fewer crowds than the famous Badaling section. So that's another highlight of traveling with Craig Travel. We're choosing the locations and the places there has less people in it for the better experience. Walking the wall is generally extraordinary, and many people tell us it's more emotional than they ever expected. Xi'an is one of the world's great historical cities. It's China's capital for over 1,000 years and the eastern end of the Silk Road. The terracotta warriors that we can see in the photo here are jaw-dropping. More than 8,000 life-size figures, each with a unique face, buried over 2,200 years ago to guard the first emperor of China in their afterlife. And here, what even makes it more remarkable, the excavations are still actively ongoing. You watch archaeologists at work in the pits. We also explored the ancient city of Xi'an and the city walls. There are 14 kilometers of perfectly preserved Ming Dynasty fortifications that still encircle the entire old city. And the Muslim Quarter, a trading hub for over 1,000 years. The street food is some of the best in China. Think about lamb skewers, pomegranate juice, hand-pulled noodles are only a few of the food you can try here. Guilin is the landscape you've seen in Chinese paintings for 1,000 years. Those iconic Sugarloaf Mountains rising from the mist. We cruised the Li River from Guilin to Yangshuo, and it's consistently rated one of the most beautiful river journeys in the world. Karst peaks on both sides, bamboo groves, water buffalo on the paddies, fishermen on bamboo rafts with trained cormorants. This landscape literally inspired Chinese brush painting as an art form. Being here, you understand why immediately. We also visit the Longi rice terraces, layers of terraced fields climbing the mountainside, built by hand over centuries and still farmed today. And Yangshuo is a lovely base. We cycle through the countryside and explore the local markets at our own pace. The Yangtze River Cruise is one of the great river journeys of the world. We board the Century Victory, a proper five-star river ship, and spent 3 nights sailing through the three gorges. These gorges are extraordinary, sheer cliffs hundreds of meters high on both sides. Ancient temples perch halfway up the cliff face, tributaries disappearing into mist. We make a short excursion to the Three Gorges Dam, which is the world's largest hydroelectric dam. Whatever your views on large infrastructure, it is a remarkable piece of human engineering. We also explored the lesser Three Gorges by smaller boat, where the scenery is actually even more dramatic than the main gorges. Each evening, there are traditional cultural performances on board, a wonderful way to end the day on the river. Shanghai and Suzhou, we end in Shanghai, which is the most cosmopolitan city in China and one of the great cities of the world. The contrast when you arrive from the Yangtze is striking. 3 nights in ancient gorges and then suddenly the gleaming ultra-modern metropolis. The Bund is the famous waterfront, colonial era facades on one side, the soaring glass towers of Pudong across the river, stunning at any hour. Yu Garden is a tranquil Ming Dynasty garden hidden inside the old city, a remarkable pocket of calm. A French concession is a perfect walk. Tree-lined streets, Art Deco buildings, excellent coffee and restaurants. We spent a day in Suzhou, just an hour away by fast train, famous for its UNESCO-listed classical gardens, its canals, and its centuries-old silk weaving traditions. A perfect end to an extraordinary journey. But let me paint a picture of what China actually feels like. It tastes like freshly made dumplings in Xi'an Muslim Quarter at noon, or Peking duck carved table sides in Beijing restaurant. It looks like red lanterns reflected in Suzhou Canal at dusk, or the Yangtze disappearing into morning mist between gorge walls. It smells like incense wafting from a temple where monks are still at morning prayer, or warm fragrance at Gongfu tea ceremony. It feels like standing on the Great Wall with the wind in your face and the walls snaking off in both directions as far as the eye can see. China is ancient and modern. It's overwhelming and intimate all at once. Here's some of the key details for our China journey. We're departing on September 13th, 2026. The main flight will be from Vancouver, but we also have other gateways, so you can book the flight. We can include the flight from any gateways in Canada. The tour will last 17 days, and the price will start at $9,475 Canadian per person, including all the international and domestic flights. We have exclusively extended the early booking bonus until June 19th for all our webinar attendees, and you can save $400 per couple. The journey is led by Deb and Brian Tilson and includes 3 nights aboard the Century Victory on the Yangtze. September is ideal for China after the summer heat and before the October Golden Week holiday crowds. And I will pass it on to you, Lisa, and for our next amazing destination.
Thank you, Piotr. So now we're going to move from China to a completely different kind of journey, but one that is just as rich in history and color and culture and contrast. So we're over to Morocco. This is a 17-day journey departing October 14 of 2026 and will be guided by Brian and Karen Galligan. The title says it all: imperial cities, desert sands, and mountain peaks that really captures the flow of this journey. It's not just one side of Morocco, it's the cities, the mountains, the desert, the souks, the food, the architecture, and the people. Now, next slides will give you a good overview of the journey. We start in Casablanca, which is the arrival city and the first introduction to Morocco. From there, the journey will move into the imperial cities, including Fez and Rabat, where travelers experience ancient medinas, royal history, and beautiful architecture. Then the scenery begins to shift. We move through the Atlas Mountains with Berber villages, cedar forests, and dramatic landscapes. And from there, we continue towards one of the most memorable parts of the journey that if I were to book this trip, this is what I would be excited for, the Sahara Desert. While travelers experience the dunes of Merzouga and Camel Track and an overnight desert camp. And of course, we will visit Marrakesh and Tubakal, bringing together the energy of the Red City with the natural beauty of the mountain. So now let's look into Casablanca. This is where the journey begins. Next slides, please. Thank you. So this is where the journey begins and later comes to a beautiful close. It sets the tone beautifully for everything that follows. It is Morocco's largest and most modern city, but it still carries a lot of history, charm, and culture. The city always introduced guests to Moroccan food and culture with a central market and the first tasting of Moroccan cuisines. One of the main highlights is the Hassan II Mosque, one of the largest mosques in the world and one of the most beautiful. It sits right by the Atlantic Ocean, so it's a very impressive first image of Morocco. I just want a disclaimer: the Hassan II Mosque will be visited at the end of the tour when you will go back to Casablanca before returning back. In Casablanca, you will also experience the Corniche, the Casablanca Atlantic Seafront Promenade. This kind of gives you a nice contrast to the historic part of Morocco because it shows you the more modern coastal side of the city. Casablanca is also known for its Art Deco architecture, especially in the Villa Nouvelle district. Pardon my pronunciation. This reflects the French influence in the city and gives Casablanca a very different feeling from places like Fez or Marrakesh. And of course, we cannot talk about Casablanca without mentioning the Rick's Cafe. So on the way back, on your last day in Casablanca, we will have a farewell dinner there. This, if you don't know, the Rick's Cafe is the famous film-inspired institution connected to the movie Casablanca. I don't know if you ever watched the movie. I believe it's in the 40s they made it. It's a beautiful black and white movie. If you haven't done so and you want to book the Morocco, just watch Casablanca before getting on the trip. This is where the journey ends with a farewell dinner again, capturing the sense of romance and nostalgia and old warm charm. So overall, Casablanca, as you can see, is not just a stop on the itinerary, it gives a getaway into the Morocco overall senses and feels and highlights, and also the final emotional moment of the journey where you can really look back and sit down with your fellow travelers and share everything you experienced together. Next, we will look into Fez and Rabat. So from Casablanca, the journey moves into the imperial cities that we were talking about. And this is where Morocco history really comes alive. Fez is one of those most fascinating cities in the country, in my opinion. Fez El Bali is considered the world's largest living medieval city. And if you didn't know, it's a UNESCO site. This is not just a museum-style experience. It's live. People live there, work there, shop there and continue traditions that have existed for centuries. So you will also see the Shura tanneries, where leather has been dyed using traditional methods for generation. The colors, the process, it's very real and very memorable. The tanneries have been operating since the 10th century. You look down on them from the leather shops above and see hundreds of stone vats of color dye spread across the floor below. So it's one of those most striking images you will ever see. Then there are also the souks, the spices, copper, carpet, pottery, and textile. This is where you really feel the artisan culture of Morocco. Now, Rabat brings another side of the imperial story with the royal palace, Kashba, the Udais, and Hassan Tower. And then Volubilis adds something different again, is the Roman ruins and the mosaic floor still intact for now over 2,000 years. So this is part of the journey where they will give you layers of history, Islamic architecture, royal cities, artisan tradition, and even Roman heritage. Then after the city, the journey changes pace and sceneries completely as we cross into the Atlas Mountains. Next slide, please. This is one of the reasons I think the itinerary is so well balanced. Morocco is often associated with city and souks, but the mountain landscapes are a very important part of the country identity. Piotr, can we see the next slide? Thank you so much. Here we go. This is one of the reasons I think I was saying the itinerary is well balanced. You will cross the high Atlas via the Tizintichka Pass, which reaches over 2,200 meters. So along the way, you will see traditional Berber villages, mountain homes, valleys, and dramatic scenery. Arbenadu is another major highlight. I didn't know it's a UNESCO listed casa. It's a fortified village. So Ain bin Abu is one of the Morocco most stunning sites. So it's, again, a fortified city built from sun-dried red earth. It's been used as a filming location in Lawrence of the Arabia, Gladiator, and Game of Thrones. So fantastic. So this section also includes cedar forest and a chance to share mint tea with Berber families. So again, we're not just looking at Morocco from the outside. This part of the journey brings you closer to the local life and landscape and tradition. Next, a slide that I'm very excited about is the experience of the desert. Then you will reach one of the most special moments here of the journey. So for many of you, this is the emotional highlight. The dune near Merzouga are iconic, with some dunes reaching up to 150 meters. You will experience a sunset camel track into the dunes as the light changes and the Sahara turns golden. Then you will spend the night in a desert camp with a traditional dinner, Berber music, and the stillness of the desert. This is the experience, a wow moment. Can't wait for you guys. This is not just a sightseeing stop, it's the experience. It's one of those, I would say, moments you will remember, right, when you return back to Canada. Then the next morning, there is the sunrise over the dunes, very simple, very quiet, but incredibly powerful. Then after the desert, the journey, we're not over. We're continuing on. We're going to go to Marrakesh. The energy changes again. Marrakesh is colorful, lively, and really full of atmosphere. And Jemaa el Fna is the heart of the city. It's busy, electric, and full of movement. It's one of those places where you really feel the city moving around you. You also visit the Majorelle Garden, known for its beautiful blue color and connection to Yves Saint Laurent, as well as Bahia Palace and the Sadat tombs. Then the itinerary adds another natural element with Toubkal National Park, home of North African highest peak. This gives you the journey and you a beautiful ending because traveler will experience, both the city and the surrounding mountain scenery. Just a reminder that after Marrakesh, you will return to Casablanca to visit the iconic Hassan Mosque and the farewell dinner at the Rick's Cafe. Now, Morocco isn't it's really full of every sense is the very best in the very best possible way. The souks are full of color with spices, silk, leather, silver. Really, it can feel a little overwhelming in the best way possible because there is so much to take in, right? Then the mint tea is also a big part of Moroccan hospitality. It's not just a drink, it's a ritual. It is offered everywhere, pour high, sweet, share as a gesture of welcome. So you have to try it and you have to experience it. Then there is the food aspect of it, right? The couscous, the preserved lemon, argan oil. Moroccan food has so much warmth and flavor. It's going to be that alone is going to be the experience itself. And finally, the artisan. Morocco has such a strong craft tradition from the tile work to plaster, copper, and rugs in general. So this is why Morocco is such a strong destination, in my opinion. For you that you want history, culture, beauty, and atmosphere all in one journey. To quickly recap on Morocco, again, this is a 17-day journey departing October 14. The price start from, again, Montreux, but like all our destination, we do offer other major getaways in Canada, so please don't worry, and you can just reach out to us for more details. As Piotr mentioned, we have extended this beautiful early bird for all of you today, so you can save $200 per person. And just a reminder, Brian and Karen Gallian will be guiding this amazing journey. The major highlights, as mentioned, include Imperial City, the Atlas Mountain, the desert, the camel track, Marrakesh, Tubacas. So for someone who is looking for a journey that feels colorful, cultural and scenic, and deeply memorable, Morocco is a beautiful option. And of course, as we can see here, the flights, international flights are included again from Montreal with our price point, and we have more flights and getaway available for you. And now with that, we'll pass it over to Piotr again to walk us through Indochina.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa. So now we're going back to Asia and we're moving to Indochina. This is our 17-day adventure, departing November 7th, and it's led by our very own Karen Cullen. We'll move from Vietnam's north to south and through Cambodia and along the Mekong River. This journey is called Hidden Charms of Indochina, and it really is that. Each destination surprises you in a different way. For many of our travelers, Indochina becomes the trip that changes everything. The Indochina journey takes us through 5 distinct stops in 17 days. We begin in Hanoi, Vietnam's ancient capital, and head out to Halong Bay. From there, we fly to Siem Reap in Cambodia, gateway to the temples of Angkor Wat. Then we board the RV Mekong Ponda River cruise line for 7 nights, cruising through Cambodia. We end in Ho Chi Minh City, the vibrant southern heart of Vietnam. This route gives you the full sweep of Indochina north to south. Our journey begins in Hanoi, one of Asia's most fascinating and walkable capitals. We wandered the maze-like streets of Old Quarter, where each block is still dedicated to a different trade: silk, paper, spices, lacquerware. It's a city that wears its history openly. Huan Kim Lake in the center is a beautiful place to pause. Locals do Tai Chi here at dawn, couples walk here at dusk. The street food alone is worth the trip. Think about pho for breakfast, bun cha for lunch, fresh spring rolls everywhere. Then the Halong Bay, one of the most iconic landscapes on Earth. Thousands of limestone pillars rising from emerald water. We spent the night on the bay aboard the Paradise Elegance, watching the sunset over the karst. It is genuinely breathtaking. People who've been before to Halong Bay say it exceeds every memory. From Vietnam, we'll fly to Siem Reap, the gateway to Angkor. The Angkor Wat is the largest religious monument ever built, and it is genuinely awe-inspiring. Nothing prepares you for the scale of it. We watched the sunrise over the main temple, as you can see in this little video on the left, the reflection in the moat, the mist clearing, the first light on the stone. It is one of the most beautiful moments you'll ever experience. Worth mentioning, Craig Travel visits early in the morning before the day tour crowds arrived, so we have a lot of place to ourselves. We explored Taprom, the jungle temple where massive trees have grown through the ancient ruins, and you can recognize it from the movie Tomb Raider. The Bayon Temple, with its giant stone faces staring in four directions, is equally unforgettable. And we visit Tonle Sap Lake, which is the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia, to see the floating villages where entire communities live on the water. The heart of our Indochina journey is 7 nights aboard the RV Mekong Pondo. The Pondo ships are legendary in river cruising, intimate, elegant, and perfectly suited to the Mekong. They're small ships by design, only 24 cabins, and you know your fellow passengers within a day. The crew knows you by name by the seconds. Each day we stop at villages where life has barely changed for centuries. Silk weavers, Buddhist temples, rice wine distilleries, floating markets. It is slow travel at its best. You wake up each morning in a new place and watch the river life from your deck chair. We sail through Cambodia, passing French colonial towns, ancient walls, and jungle-clothed riverbanks. All shore excursions and meals are included on board. We end in Ho Chi Minh City, still known to most locals simply as Saigon. This is one of the most dynamic cities in Asia. The energy is electric, the food is extraordinary, and the history is profound. The War Remnants Museum gives a remarkable account of Vietnam War era, sobering but essential context for understanding modern Vietnam. The Cu tunnels are extraordinary. You can crawl through parts of the 250-kilometer tunnels, the network that was used by the Vietnamese soldiers during the war. Ben Thanh Market is the beating heart of the city. Street food, local crafts, the full sensory experience of Saigon. We end with a formal dinner together before flying home, full of stories and full of memories. So what does Indochina feel like? Let me paint a picture beyond the itinerary for you. It tastes like a bowl of pho eaten at the plastic stool on a Hanoi street at 7 o'clock in the morning, or a fresh mango on the Mekong deck. It looks like Angkor Wat emerging from the mist at sunrise. Stone faces peering through jungle roots that have been growing for 400 years. It feels like a gentle sway of the river cruise, watching fishermen cast their nets from the bank. And it sounds like relentless musical bass of Saigon motorbikes, and then the sudden, total silence inside the Buddha pagoda. Indochina's a full sensory experience. No photographs does it justice. You simply have to be there. Here are some of our key details for the Indochina journey, departing November 7th, 2026 from Vancouver, and its 17-day journey. The price range starts at 12,275 per person, including international and all the domestic flights. Again, we have the exclusive extended early booking bonus until 19th of June. The trip is led by Karen Cullen, and we have two ships included, the RV Mekong Ponda for 7 nights and the Paradise Elegance for Halong Bay. I will pass it on to you, Lisa, for the little
Yeah,
comparison here.
amazing. Yeah, thank you, Piotr. And now that we have walked you through all the three journeys, I want to bring them together and help you compare them a little bit because each one offers something very different. So the comparison slide here help us put them all together for us. So Indochina departs November 7 of 2026, 17 days from Vancouver, starting from 12,275. Difficulty easy, moderate, and best for culture and river. Again, it's a river cruise along the Mekong Panois. As you can see, all three of them have the early bird saving. So that doesn't matter what you book, you will get the early bird saving. Then the China will depart on September 14 of 2026, 17 days from Vancouver, from 9,475. River cruise, Century Victory, difficulty easy, moderate, and best for history and city. And then Morocco, October 14 of 2026, 17-day Montreal starting at 7,495, easy, moderate, and best for desert and Medina. So the question is not really which journey is better, because they are all amazing and we saw. The better question is which one speaks to you more, right? Each destination offers something very different, and that's what makes this panel interesting, right? So if you're drawn to history, ancient civilization, major landmark, and iconic places you have heard about for years, China is a wonderful choice. Maybe if you love river cruising, templates, and floating market, and the cultural Southeast Asia, then Indochina is very strong, right? And then if you're looking for color, atmosphere, Medina's food, and you want that special desert experience, of course, Morocco is your fit, right? Now, next, we're going to see a little bit more the important things to remember when you're trying to compare all these amazing journeys, right, is what is really included. And correct travel journeys are designed to be very complete. Return international flights are included from the listed getaway cities. Accommodation as per itinerary, as we saw, could be a ship, could be a hotel, could be a desert camp, right? Most meals are included, along with all the transfer listed excursions, local guides, and the support of a correct travel leader. And this is where the value becomes easier to understand. You're not just buying, flights and hotels. You're buying the planning, the flow, the support, the inclusion, and the confidence of having the details handled for you. So for destination like this, I would probably say that support really, really matters. Over to you, Piotr.
Thank you, Lisa. I want to just share a few words from people who have done these exact journeys with us. You can see some of the testimonials on the screen, and there are real testimonials from people who've just come back from those tours just a few months ago. What strikes me most about every piece of feedback we received is that the people come back changed, not just impressed, they come back changed. They come back with a different sense of the world, of other cultures, of what's possible. That's what the travel is supposed to do. And that's what we try to make happen on every hour journey. So I'll leave it for a couple of seconds for people to read, but you can see that Margaret was mentioning the Mekong cruise river that was beyond anything that she imagined. Robert and Susan, they were standing on the Great Wall and they couldn't believe they were actually there. It's such a surreal experience. And Patricia, the night at the Sahara Desert was one of their most magical experiences in her life. So this is what we strive to do on our tours and create those kind of experiences and memories that will last forever.
Amazing. Yeah. Here we go. Just a reminder that we have extended just for you guys today our early booking specials. So you can save $400 per couple when booking any of these journeys. So the offer has been extended until June 19. Spaces are limited, and with small group journey, availability can change quickly. So if one of these destinations is already on your mind, we do recommend reaching out sooner rather than later. So booking early will give you more time to prepare, ask questions, review insurance option, and feel comfortable before departure. Now, if you're ready to learn more or take the next step, there are a few simple ways to do that. So you can simply visit our website at craigtravel.com and review the full itinerary, see the brochure, the inclusion, the pricing, and all the departure details, or simply email us at sales@craigtravel.com. You can also pick up the phone. We would love to talk to you. Our sales team is ready to chat with you and guide you and help you through deciding which one is the best best option for you. You can call it 1-800-387-8890. The number is here on the screen for you. And again, you can speak directly with one of our travel specialists. So please call us anytime. And then to secure your spot, a deposit holds your space, and then the final payment is later. So travel insurance is also available, and we do offer, it's not included in the price, but our team, can walk you through those options and give you also a quote. From there, we take care of the planning, the details, so you can focus on getting excited for the journey. That's it. 4 steps between you and one of the most extraordinary experience of your life. We're now going to open it up for questions. So please feel free to use the Q&A box for any question. And maybe Piotr, you can help me facilitate the questions with the team.
Absolutely, Lisa. We have a couple of, we had one question and one comment so far, so I'm just going to read it out. You seem to be getting the tours for 2 couples, how much extra it is for a single person traveling solo. So, Lisa, do you want to answer that question? I already put the answer in the chat about the single supplement cost and the City Match program, but maybe if you want to extend on that, our tours are not only for couples.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have a single supplement, and they do varies for tours. So if you're interested in any specific tour, please give us a call and we can walk you through that specific pricing. But we also have, as I mentioned, the City Match program, right? So if you're not looking to spend more, but you want to meet new people and you want to kind of keep your price down, we can match you with other minded traveler like you. So that could be also of help. So just call us and give us a call and we can walk you through the option. And what was the other question?
So we got a comment from Mary. I took this tour as Craig client in 2015, and it is truly magnificent. The different parts of Morocco are so varied and amazingly beautiful, each in their own way. I really loved it, and I learned so much.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
And we're so happy to have Mary like part of our webinar too. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mary just said another one that she also did another tour, that she did the Peru tour. So yeah, we have a lot of clients coming back and doing other tours with Craig Travel, which is great. We don't have that many questions coming in. I feel like our presentation today was very comprehensive, and we answered already a lot of questions in the presentation itself. So let's just wrap it up. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We've covered a lot of ground, quite literally. 3 countries, 4 river cruises, 2 river ships, the Great Wall, the Sahara, Angkor Wat, and everything in between. If you have any questions we didn't get to, please reach out directly. We love talking about these places. Our team is very small, and they'll be happy to connect with you on a personal level. Our website is craigtravel.com. You'll find the full itineraries, inclusions, departure dates, and pricing for all 3 journeys there and more. And we hope to see you on one of those extraordinary adventures very soon. Safe travels, and thank you so much for connecting with us today.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care. Bye.